Here now is Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden with Florida's Fourth Estate. Sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Welcome back to another edition of Florida's Fourth Estate. Honored to have you with us. We are talking about a historical Florida machine that was around for 146 years. I'm talking the Barnum and Bailey Circus. In 2017, it had its last show with animals. It's been revamping and retooling, and it has opened back up, and you can actually go and see the circus again, sans the elephants and the lions and tigers. Today, we're going to talk to one of the performers. Glad you're with us for it.
Yeah, I'm so glad. You may even want to call it a reimagining, Matt, of the
That's
whole
fair.
thing as we grew up knowing it as a circus. And I've been to the circus many times. And when you hear reimagining, you think like, what is it? What does that
Is it going to be
mean?
lame?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have living proof that it is not lame, because one of the show guides that will help us through all of this and navigate the reimagining of it is joining us today. Her name is Lauren Irving. If any of you recognize her, and wow, look at your camera right now. Look at your TV screen.
Close
She's
up. We're
gorgeous.
taking the close up.
Yeah, please, let's get a one shot on her. People might recognize her from performances at Disney and at Universal. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us for Florida's Fourth Estate. What is it like to be a part of the reimagining of something that is so storied?
Yes, well, thank you for having me, first of all. And just to be a part of this new reimagined version of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey is an honor. Obviously, that's a long time of having such history, so many performers, and so much talent that has been shared in the world. And so, just to be a part of this story now, I'm thankful every time we have a weekend in a new city. So it's great.
I bet. So I have to ask you, do you rock this smoky eye like this every day normally, or is this your
Not the
performance makeup
tips
we're getting a
from
piece
Matt.
of?
I just woke up, so I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, smoky eyes.
Yeah. To quote another famous performer, you woke up like that. So tell us a little bit about your role, Lauren, as a show guide, because we previously knew them as ringmasters. That no longer exists, but you're one of 3 show guides. Tell us what your job, what your duties are as a show guide.
Correct. So yes, there's not a ringmaster in the show. I'm one of 3. So the 3 of us guide the audience along with there's a performer called, his name is Wesley Williams, but he's actually a Guinness World Book record breaker for the tallest unicycle in the world. And in the show, he rides a 34.6 foot unicycle.
What?
Yes, correct. And it's wild to see. That's over 3 stories high. So, every night I watch it and I'm like, how is he doing this? But it's incredible. And it's really about that inspiration. There are some changes in the show, in terms of what people may have grown up with Ringling, seeing animals. We don't have animals, but we have a robot dog. Yes, there's no ringmaster, but there's the 3 show guides. There are changes, but the soul of what Ringling has always been is there. And we just want to inspire people, encourage them to follow their dreams, and of course, showcase what these incredible acts are capable of doing. There's so much human ability, physically and mentally, that you will see when you come see the show. So we're just proud of what we have, and it's exciting. And yeah, we just can't wait for everyone to see what we have.
I'm curious, if you were to get a group of 75 circus performers together, I would imagine there are a few characters in here. So if you could introduce people behind the scenes, like outside of the show, but if you could introduce people to just one of these characters, who would be like the wildest, most fascinating one that you've met behind the scenes?
That is a great question. You're right. 75 performers, but again, 18 different countries. So there's a melting pot of different people, different cultures. I think for me, it would be our Ekivoki trio. And, um, another change, we may not have clowns, traditional clowns, but if you watch them, you will realize, again, there's that soul of what Ringling has always been. The Equivoci trio have been performing together for years, and um, they they make me laugh every single day. They are genuinely funny people. They are funny off and on stage. And I remember when we were in rehearsal, um, at first when we were developing all of our acts and everything, they were doing this comedy and without words all of us were rolling on the floor laughing. And then I started getting emotional and I started crying. And I was like, I'm laughing so hard that I'm crying. I was like, this is wild to me that I felt such joy and happiness. And that just translates. I mean, in each arena we go to, it's a 360-degree arena. And they just have everyone in the palm of their hand because they're so captivating. They're so funny. Their comedy, I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, you recognize something when it's funny, and it's just great. I would have to say I would love everyone to meet them and know them like I do.
Oh wow! Now I want to meet them and can't wait to see
I
them
feel like she might
perform,
be the
actually.
Ginger of the circus because she's laughing until she's crying. That's Ginger in the newsroom.
Literally, I'm not afraid to show the emotion. And I mean, yeah, if something is just so beautiful or so sweet, I'm known to just like, oh, you guys, oh, yeah, I know. That's how I am.
No,
I
it's amazing because they don't even use words. And to hear you describe it, you will always remember how they made you feel. And that's what people will take away from the show. When they go home later on that night, they may giggle about something, they may cry about something, and a word may not have been spoken, but it's how you guys in your performance make us feel. And we have that for the rest of our lives now because you can still remember the first time you ever saw a circus. You remember that feeling.
From creating an unforgettable feeling to the incredible costumes that help bring the characters to life.
Once I put my costume on, I just feel like I feel really cool in it.
And it turns out I have a hidden talent.
Fun fact about Matt Austin, he knows how to juggle because of some classes he took in college.
More about that and how you can enjoy the show is coming up. Stick with us. Welcome back to Florida's Fourth Estate. We're talking about the new reimagined circus with one of the women at the center of it all.
There are changes, but the soul of what Ringling has always been is there. And we just want to inspire people, encourage them to follow their dreams, and of course, showcase what these incredible acts are capable of doing. There's so much human ability, physically and mentally that you will see when you come see the show.
How she went from a girl admiring the show to being center stage under the big top.
I remember watching the trapeze act and the smell of the popcorn and just the lights, everything, and how I felt. I felt so inspired. And so that's the beautiful thing as well about seeing the faces of everyone in the audience. You see people who you can tell, oh, they've been to Ringling before. And then they're bringing their children and they're looking at their faces like, wow, it is, it's truly remarkable. And just like you said, you may not remember everything that happens. You just remember the feeling you felt. And what we've been told is just how inspired everyone feels. That's what we want. We want you to feel inspired. You can follow your dream.
There. Oh, what you're saying, it just took me back to when I was, I one of 15 kids, so we had no money. But I remember at my Title I elementary school, they took us to see the Nutcracker. And for the rest of my life, I will always remember the first time seeing a live performance and these kids dancing around and the music. And I'd never seen anything like it before. So what you're doing when kids see you, when other little Laurens are in the audience seeing you for the first time, you are bringing that dream to life for them and might make them realize like, oh my gosh, maybe I can do that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That just gave me chills. Yes, that's what I want. And I think that having this opportunity and this platform, it is all about the people. Like I've said before, my passions are music and people. So this is literally perfect for me. And yes, to see just like babies, little kids in the audience, but especially even adults who are just for a moment able to just have an escape and to smile, to be amazed, and just to feel, yeah, inspired. It Nothing compares to that.
I bet. It sounds like a pretty cool feeling to be able to take the show. Also, must be very exhausting. So tell me when the show started. I know it's cruising through Orlando, and I know you're from Georgia. So tell us, like, what has this grind been like? Of how many shows in a day do you do? How many different places are you headed? I mean, it's got to be a hectic schedule.
Yeah, it could be hectic. The schedule, you could say, is hectic, but it's actually, when you think about it, it's not, in a sense, because we get to be in each city for about a week. I know Orlando, we've added an extra day of performance because of the holiday on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Um, it's been great though because we get in and we have usually days off until maybe the end of the week. We may have a rehearsal, a brush up, or maybe we'll just need to go in and make sure everything's okay with our props and everything like that. But during the week, we usually open with one show the first day, and then we'll have three shows on a Saturday, maybe two shows on a Sunday. Um, they have just done a tremendous job with making sure that we're not overloaded with how many shows we do so we can keep the quality up. And then we have, of course, an incredible crew who sets up everything and takes everything out of the arena and does it all over again. Without them, obviously, we couldn't do anything. So the whole operation in itself, we work together very much. The crew help us be successful, and of course, we do what we can do as well. And so it's just been a pleasure. I get to travel, see new faces, and do what I love. So couldn't complain.
And you get to wear those fabulous costumes because
Yeah.
that is something else to behold. The sparkly, the is that one of your favorite things to just putting that on and just transforming, perhaps?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought the costumes up. I mean, the costumes also help enhance the story of inspiration. And the reason is because, many of them were created by Donna Oak, actually. She's the costuming director. Um, she wanted to make sure that everyone just looked their best. And yes, once I put my costume on, I just feel like I feel really
Mhm.
cool in it, but I also feel comfortable so that I can perform without any insecurity. I'm not tugging at anything. I don't feel strange. I feel like I'm myself, frankly, which is the best thing ever. And yes, I'm playing a character aria, but the directors and even the girls themselves, they encourage us to be us and who we are. So I feel like I'm just hanging out on stage, happen to be in some extra sparkles. So it's just been.
What a cool opportunity, though, as a singer. Like, you don't, there aren't many opportunities that for consistent gigs for you to be on the road, unless you're, Lady Gaga, which I'm sure she's got nothing on you. But I mean, what an interesting opportunity for a vocalist to be able to just continue to be on the road and to get these kind of reps. Must be amazing for you, right?
That's absolutely right. I know that there a lot of times we think of, when you want to be in entertainment as a performer, maybe like not a recording artist, you only think of the street Broadway. But there's actually so many opportunities for other work. And even now with them doing different tours, there's Broadway tours. There are Broadway shows on cruise ships. And actually that's I did Six the Musical, which is a Broadway show
Mm.
on Norwegian Cruise Line. That was the last thing I did before I joined the Ringling family. And I mean, there. there are really great opportunities, but yes, this one specifically is so unique because, again, with the traditional aspect of just a ringmaster and I'm not one to pick up some clubs and juggle or anything like that. I see it every night and they're trying to teach me. I'm trying my best, but
Hey, you are no bearded lady. I'll tell you that.
Thank God.
I mean, really, yeah. So yeah, we're working on the juggling, but it has been very incredible to think of what this is. And again, yeah, that opportunity to see these acts. I mean, we have people from Ethiopia, Italy, Spain, Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Mongolia. I'm like all over. And yeah, it's really cool to just be a part of this experience.
That is fantastic. I love that. A fun fact about Matt Austin, he knows how to juggle because of some classes he took in college.
Yeah, I can juggle pins with a partner. I also, if you guys need somebody, at Florida State, where I went to school, they have a circus. And for my final exam in circus class, I had to ride a bike with 4 girls on it. And I can do that.
This is tremendous.
Yeah.
You cannot keep this secret hidden any longer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to just let my light shine. It's not a 30-foot high bike. That would be a little cooler.
I know.
That's insane.
No, right.
Yeah. Okay. So Lauren, before we let you go, I have one more question because, as news anchors, people will always say, "Oh, is the show live? Do you guys ever make mistakes? Do you ever mess them up?" Like, you're obviously not watching. Because
yeah, I know. It's like, are you asking me that?
We would be recording over and over again. But as professionals, we know things happen because there is consistency throughout every single show, but there are some times where something happens and the cue isn't exactly right. And I know you've done tons of performances on the cruise ships and in Broadway and things like that. But how do you handle something like that? Because the audience never has a clue.
Yes, the beautiful thing is things happen, and that's the opportunity to learn what you can do should that happen again. So you have that in a file cabinet of, got it, this is what we're going to do. Things happen, it's a live show. Sometimes there could be a technical difficulty. Sometimes, yes, if someone misses a bar, they could fall, but thank God there's a net. Sometimes something could happen and, there's so many things and things have happened before, but with the experience, you just roll with it and you keep going and you don't let the audience know anything has happened. But if there is something obvious, I mean, all of our audiences have been so gracious. So I know one time the double wheel of destiny got stuck on the ground. And so during intermission, they were able to fix it and everything was fine, but they were just so gracious and you could tell they wanted it to succeed and wanted us to succeed. And so there was this exchange of like, we're going to do our best. And they were saying, oh, we want you to do the best. And we're so happy. So I think that's just the grace of, the moment in itself. And yeah, you just learn what to do to keep the show, the show must go on.
The show must go on.
I bet you have to ad-lib your way out of some stuff. That is for sure. Definitely. I also think that would be a really cool name for a podcast, The Double Wheel of Destiny.
Listen. And on there, I want you to be the first guest in speaking of your act with the bike and the juggling and the balance.
I don't want to make anybody feel bad at your show. I don't want to compare. But hey, you have been lovely, Lauren Irving. If you would like to hear, she has got a fantastic voice for a podcast, but I bet it's even better up there on that stage. Those vocals must be amazing. Go check her out at Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. Animals are gone, but man, there are some beasts on stage, I bet. Some pretty cool stuff out there. Go check it out if you're interested.
Lauren, thank you. You're lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. You were incredible. Thank you for having me. And again, ringling.com for tickets so you can see the show and see us in other cities.
And thank you for watching Florida's Fourth Estate. You can download it from wherever you listen to podcasts or watch anytime on News 6 Plus.